Hello, good afternoon, everyone. It is Coach Marline Paul here. Welcome, 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 welcome. So, I am glad everybody's on. If you are on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, we are so glad that you're on. I'm just trying to get things together. If you're on, make sure you invite a friend, comment that you're on so we can see you. I don't put you down a little bit so we're able to get into our conversation today. We are talking about AI. We are talking about how you are able to start transforming your mindset when it comes to AI. So moving from fear to, from just not understanding anything to just getting it to where you want to go. So I'm going to take a moment right here and welcome you. My name is Coach Marline Paul. I am in sunny South Florida, and today I decided to come on because I've been working really hard this past couple of weeks and months. I guess I feel like years with Goldman Sachs doing the Black in Business. If you hear a noise in the background, that is my family. There's my family coming in from where they are. I'm trying to make sure that y'all can see me on YouTube because I know there's might be someone in the chat. So I don't know if all the chat are here. So if you can see me, say hi. If you are watching and you say, okay, you're missing somebody else who's not watching, say hi too and say, hey, get on this live. You need to get on this live right now. So I'm just trying to get it. So I'll give you a moment to do that. Think about AI. Think about all the wordings and all the things you've heard about those technology. I've been using AI for the past couple of months, and guess what? It has been a game changer in our and the way I use it is not the same way that people think to use it. I use it differently. The one key is how do we use AI ethically and effectively so it can become a game changer in our business, in our lives. I'm just trying to get everything there. Sorry, the nose. I should have like a little headset. So, my whole thing for you, my quote, I'm going to open up with this quote says, people don't fear new technology. They fear losing something valuable to them. Today, we're going to transform that fear into your competitive advantage. This is how you're going to become more competitive in your business, in government contracting. Hey, Renee, I see you on YouTube, Renee. How are you going to be taking this to the next level? My aim is to go live each week on Friday. I might have to, if y'all can hear something in the background, that is my son chatting. This is real life. I probably need to go live maybe at 2 o'clock before they come home because 2:30 they come home and they're all busy. But I had to get a mini break because I had back appointments. But it's all great things. So drop in the comments, what is your biggest fear about AI? If you're coming in after the live and you're here, I would like to know, even afterwards, and if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay and put what your biggest fear that you have about AI. And I need to go, since I know YouTube is working, I'm not sure if, I think Facebook is working. I'm going to go over to LinkedIn to make sure that the LinkedIn one, because sometimes you can't see the LinkedIn comment, and I want to make sure that if people are commenting on those areas that I'm able to see their comments. So I'm going to go over there on LinkedIn. So while you're doing that, um, I'm checking the LinkedIn to make sure that if anybody is there and they are asking questions, well, what is your biggest fear about AI? For some reason, I don't see my LinkedIn. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. So I'm looking at that. So I see the live. That so I'm gonna put the sound a little bit low so I can see. I want to be able to see the comments. So I have LinkedIn on this side so I can see the comments in there so I know that I'm not missing anybody. All right. So as you're doing it, so while y'all thinking about it, what is your biggest fear? And dropping out in the comments. So what is your biggest fear about AI in your business? I'm going to go and start sharing some things about AI. So the whole point is for this session is to move from fear to transformation. Remember, it's not taking your job; it's evolving. It's evolving. So, everybody might. The first thing is, oh, AI will replace human jobs. Historically, I think of AI as a tool. It's a different tool. So yeah, there are a lot of tools that did that. So let's say we think about tractors. At the past, people feared that tractor would destroy farming community. So just as like we fear that tractors will destroy farming communities in the past, some people are fearing that AI would eliminate your jobs. But AI isn't eliminating the job; it's eliminating tasks that keeps you from your highest work value. So if you're thinking, we used to, we have to, I remember in school before we had to like write things down and we had paper and pencil. After COVID, people had, the kids had to have their laptops, had to type, had to gain those typing skills, in school as an educator. So it's the way you're shifting from that. So one of the key things I want to remind you that, when we talk about tractors, it was a new creation in the agricultural community. Yes, it did take some jobs, but then you had to reskill. My whole thing when I saw AI came in, my first mindset was, how do I shift my mindset? How do I reskill so I can make the better use of it? Some people are scared of refrigerator, but now if you don't have a refrigerator, a refrigerator has transformed the agents the job industry. So if you don't have a refrigerator, how are you gonna keep your stuff cool? Almost everybody have a refrigerator in their house, right? Similar, AI will create new opportunities for you, right? So the next myth I want to debunk. People keep on saying, I hear, if you don't have if you heard this, let me know if you heard this. But sometimes they're said that AI makes us lazy and less skilled. So AI is like having a highly efficient assistant. It doesn't make you lazy, it makes you more strategic about where you spend your energy. So I like to see AI as a co-creator. If you go and use AI and say make me a blog, of course it's gonna be a lazy way to do it. But if you know how to use that tool effectively and ethically, hey, it will be a game changer. So using those tools will will free up your mind to be more creative. It helps you go a little bit deeper. I don't just have it do one thing for me. I have it drill deep, and I'm probably going to go in and share a couple of ways. Well, probably one way, because today is one way, because everybody going to come up and share a different way. But one way I'm using AI to be a game changer for me, right? So I'm going to tell you right now, AI is not making you lazy. Think about the calculator analogy. When people saying, "Oh, if you have a calculator, that will make you there won't be no mathematician again." But it has made mathematicians, people who are in that field, who know how to ask questions, more productive. You know, it helps professionals enhance their work. It frees up your time for creativity, and you're able to do those CEO tasks that you didn't know to do. So It's not going to make you lazy. It makes you more creative, right? Okay, next one. Next thing that people would say that AI does is AI will make business feel less human. There won't be no human touch. I beg to differ. I beg to differ because sometimes when you're overwhelmed with so much stuff, you might lose the human touch because you're trying to make everything, all the systems and processes and stuff work well. If you're a solopreneur or a small, tiny micro business, raise your hand. I'm raising my hand, two hands. I'm raising two hands because I have to put on the different hats on here. If I had to, because we have to put on so much different hats, we sometimes we have to like still have to do the human touch and be kind and if you know how to speak to those technologies, you're able to do it. Me, I don't see it that way. So technology serves as two key purposes. First, it serves two purposes. It either makes us more capable or help us capture memories. Think about a camera. I'm a photographer, right? Before in the past, when they had to capture a moment, you would have to sit for a portrait painting and you would probably spend hours and hours sitting there, not moving, so they want to capture your pictures or capture your portrait. And then they had the big one where you have to stand and hold it, and then they have to stand for a little bit longer and they captured a moment and that was innovation and technology. So now they're still painters. The painters still were able to do that, but now painters are able to take that skill to get that eye because even when you're capturing a picture, that takes a sense of seeing how things can frame up in that frame. Now we move from that pictures to have those different cameras that we have. Remember we had the one that they bring to Winn-Dixie or no to Walgreens to get processed for you and take a little bit longer and wait for it to come back. I used to go in the dark room and process those stuff and it take go through the whole process of doing that. Now we're able to print it really quickly to the point where now we're taking our phone, snapping a picture, printing it into a printer, and it's coming out immediately, same day, same day. Don't have to wait for the process. So with having AI as that process, the way it evolves is way of make you productive, more productive. So as a person in business, you need to think, okay, what skills can I enhance? It's not AI is not making your business feel less human. If you have the processes in place to automate the process, you are able to spend more time making sure the customer service component is there. How many times when you would, you finish talk, you finish sending something, sending something to someone or sending an email out or a product out, and you would like to automate to make sure that they're nurtured. You can create a nurturing campaign, personalize it to them, and make it sound more like your voice to make sure, okay, that I remember you, I remember you and I'm coming to touch you. And then after when you see them in person or next time, if you do see them in person, they'll know, oh wow, they know it's my birthday. I remember I would get these mailers from companies that says happy birthday. I'm not thinking, oh, they remember my birthday personally. No, they have an automation in place that no, okay, in July, these are all the July babies. Make sure we have this mailer goes out for them so that I can so I can make sure I have time for them to show so I can show them some appreciation. So with that is just learning how to use it more intentional for that. You are able to be more personal, you're able to be more authentic. It's just depending how you use it. Do not go in. I know a lot of people are using ChatGPT. They're using Claude. They're using they're using Gemini. But how are you using it to make it sound like you? Right? I'm gonna show. How are you making it to sound like you? How are you making it to be more personal towards you? I use it a different way, and I go through the process of actually engaging with the AI because you have to give it context. You can't just say create, enter this email for me or respond. I prefer to say, hey, here is my business. Here is what I do. Here is my brand voice. You know, taking this information about my business. can you create for me a nurturing campaign that would help customers that is in this area, who bought this product, you know, feel feel welcome and want to buy more. And I want to offer them these three things over the next month, but I want it to be in sequence so they don't feel bombarded. You're able to talk to the AI like the way I'm talking to you, the way you would talk to an assistant and want to go deeper. You want to be able to talk to it that way. So if you have any questions, I would encourage you right now to drop them in the chat. If there's something that you want me to demo, I have something I'm going to demo, but if there's something that you personally want me to demo, or to a challenge that you have with using AI, or something that you're curious about and you want to learn more about, let me know in the chat so I can support you in that area. All right. So I'm just gonna make sure if you're able to do that. But let's go into the next thing. So our first question. Our first question I'm gonna go into that I'm gonna answer is this: How many of you? I want to talk about how many of you feel overwhelmed by the pace of AI? AI. If you feel a little overwhelmed by AI, put a one in the chat if you feel overwhelmed. Because I need to ask you, how many AIs do you think there is out there? How many AI do you think that we have formed? The last time I checked, I'm gonna put this question in the chat. The last time I checked, when I was looking at how many AIs that they have formed out there, and if you feel overwhelmed, there's over 2,000 AIs. Over 2,000 AI tools that are available out there, and that can feel and seem overwhelming, right? So I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by all these AI. And the way I get it, I have a site I go to, AI for that, and the AI for there's an AI there's an AI for that. There's like every single time I check it, it goes up. Actually, I said 20,000. I said 20. I said 2,000. I said that's not 2,000. Actually, I'm gonna go back. I was wrong. I forgot. I said 20,000. I said 2,000. There's over 21,000 and counting. Because last one was 20,000. It's over 21,000 AIs that are out there. Different small ones, micro ones, different ones. People are creating those tools as they go, because if you're on the side like where you can do computer development and stuff like that, you're able to create your own tools in your own bot. I've created several different AIs for my business where when I have that bot, I'm able to. I was wrong. I said 20. I said 2,000. Actually, it's 21,000, Miss Renee. 21,000. 21,615. That's 21,615. I keep on putting the wrong one. So yes, there's more than that. So that is mind-boggling. And it's keep on growing. I think the last time I checked that it was not that high, and it keep on growing. But for those AI, it helps with 15,000, more than 15,000 tasks, and it helps with more than 4,800 jobs. So I think, although yes, some jobs may be phasing out or being changed out, but there are more jobs being built and formed. For every one that there might be two jobs that's being formed. That's my statistic. I don't think it's, but I'm just saying. I just know that because if you think differently, you will be able to reskill. I've been sharing that to, hey, it's time to reskill. It's time to say, okay, how can I take the skills that I have and this new tool and take my skill to the next level, elevate it, right? Elevate it. Yes, elevate it to the next level. So, and then it says, you're thinking, what task could it be? If you think about what task, so here's one question I want you to think about. That what task in your business that you wish could be streamlined? What task that you think, man, if I can have someone else do it for me, that'll be great. I'll say, okay, maybe I want someone to go live for me or do my own podcast. There's an AI for that can I would go live, but I don't know. They might be working on that, but they have an AI that can be I can do a version of myself that comes in and I give it a tag and start talking about it, but I just have to record myself and give it permission to do that. I can do that, but you will be able to tell when it's AI because I have a little different. You'll see a little difference about it. You can have a task where you put all your articles and speech and stuff like that, and you're able to upload it and create your own podcast every week. A faceless thing. You can create it where, okay, I'm not the one talking. These two AI will talk for themselves, right? These are all the different ones. So instead of, when you're looking at those tools, just, if you're thinking of where, I would want to think about those questions of what would you want to streamline your business? Where would you see the biggest opportunity for AI in your industry? Because if in your industry, you know your business more than anybody. You know how I feel like AI. I feel like AI. If you know how to ask the right questions, you will be able to get the right answers. I see it as a mathematical equation. Input will give you output. So more input you put into the tool and the more effective input you put into the tool, the better quality your output is. It will do the computation and it will generate a better version of it too. And if you have like writing samples of how you write and stuff like that, you're able to upload it so you can see, okay, this is how she writes. They're starting to learn you. Don't be scared. If you say, oh, AI is a new thing, it just happened 3 years ago, it's been here for over 50 years. It's just that it's now front in our face. If you have been using spell check, if you have been using Alexa or Siri, you have those smart watches. If you look at all the different tools that you have, AI is embedded in there too. I was looking at Adobe. In Adobe, there is the PDF. You are able to upload a PDF and ask questions about that PDF. What a powerful tool it is for a student who might be struggling with comprehension and be able to ask more data about it. But it's more about asking the right question. Do you ask the right questions? This is where I want you make sure you're asking those right questions. So my whole thing for you, as I'm coming towards the end, where I'm going to go into our demonstration, is what's holding you back from embracing the AI tool? It's a tool. What's holding you back? Me, I went in all head on. And I come to a point where I love one tool over the other. I know a lot of people saying their favorite tool is ChatGPT. I use Chat. I like Claude. Claude AI, but I have both. My team have their favorite. It's depending which one you want to. I pay for, but they're the best $20 assistant that I have now. Because as a small business owner, sometimes it's hard to hire, but having those assistants, which are tools to help me speed up the process to get where I'm supposed to go, really help me. All right. So I know, Renee, you're on, and I know you've been part of mentorship. I know we have to phase out the mentorship. It's going to come back. It's a different format. But just by having people, by sharing with people how to use the tools, they have had so much efficiency. I have one client that I showed how to use a tool called Gamma, and I'm going to demo Gamma today. She was, I'm going to Gamma with another AI. She was working on a presentation that she needs to do. And she was like, I need to go to pay someone to make this pretty for me. I don't, I said, I just have so much printing, and she does a lot of presentation. Imagine each one of them. And I told her, you know what? I know you're a small business and it's really hard and you don't have time. Let me show you this Gamma app. And she used the Gamma app to create her content. I hope I'm not freezing. I hope you can see. I think my LinkedIn froze a little bit. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. I guess you guys can hear me. Okay. So she's able to use that to create her presentations. She's able to use that to create her slide deck, her pitch deck. But she needed to know how to ask the right questions for her business, right? You have to learn how to ask the right questions. That's my whole thing right now. So And my whole so what the reason why I'm on here before I go do the demonstration and everything that I wanted to share this framework. So I have been working with Goldman Sachs over the past couple of weeks, and part of the strategic plan I had to do right now just to make sure I get things in place when I was looking at my numbers was phasing out, taking things out of my plate and figuring out what my next step is, and then figuring out what makes me different. And I had my mentorship program for about 2 years and have been supporting people and businesses for since my business been 3 years. And in this past 3 years, not only did I was able to have a contract with NASDAQ where I was able to train and talk and meet like 1,600 entrepreneurs, but in the workshop that I've done and talk over the past 2 years, I was able to help people learn these different tools that are around there, and also the past year just more integrating AI into their business. So when I look at the framework that I was using over the past 3 years, I came God in a shower. God gave me the wording of how to break it down into easy phrase. Basically, the first step of integrating AI into you just the first key for integrating tools and artificial intelligence in your business, in your life, is first start with your mindset. So this is why I came in today talking about the mindset. How do you transform your mind? How do you look at it? It's time to start looking at it differently. I was doing Boy Scouts with my son this past weekend. I met a person that said, "Oh, I don't go on I don't go on social media. I had to finally get a phone because the film I have to do the apps and stuff like that." I'm like, we're in the 21st century. We're gonna A lot of stuff is automated. And sometimes make it easy. You don't have to wait in those long line so you can get your time back. But I met two people who were a little bit skeptical about technology, about the World Wide Web, about social media, about just phones in general. But that is holding them back from getting what they need to get, because one of them, they needed to get a ride from their the medical van, and in order to do that, they had to call on the phone or use the app to see where it is. The other one, have to go and access other stuff, and you're able to do it. Nowadays, we used to use dollars and pay. I can go into my Publix and use the pay by phone feature and not take out my card. And that, for me, the risk that it eliminated for me from before was when you have people who take your card reader and try to and scam and skim your card and take your card away, right? So the first framework, the first of the three T's in our framework is transforming your mind. The second thing is taking training for the right tool. So in April, my friend and I, Abby, we did a "You're Using AI Wrong" workshop, and we had over 115 people sign up. And we're probably gonna have I'm having another one at Stop Using AI Wrong challenge in January. I'm putting a plug for that. So we're having that in January. The ticket's not on sale yet, but I'm having another challenge. So helping you to help you to just get that. Do it on your own if you want to, but you're going to work with us for that duration of the challenge, and help you stop using it wrong. Because the one that we did, and I said that in the one that we did in April, what we taught in April, if I went back and look at it now, is already outdated. ChatGPT has had all their upgrades. Claude has all their upgrade. So what does that mean when you see those tools, even though they're out there, they're on beta, they continue evolving. They're always updated. So what do you need to do in that case? Continue training, continue engaging in learning. So the learning doesn't stop. AI don't stop you from learning. You're going to have to continue to learn every single time. Yeah, if you have the iPhone, or they have these updates, and sometimes the updates a little bit of a change. But I remember when Apple had an update and it changed the interface of the emojis on there, or the icons, and that was a little bit different of trying to get used to the continual learning. So training with the right tool is gonna continue. So you have to, so whatever I teach you today, and people say, hey, can I get a replay? The replay is only good for maybe for this week, right? Because you never know, down the next week, ChatGPT might have an update. Claude might have an update. So the way I stay updated is being in the know. If you look at all these AI tools, they all have learning communities attached to them. They're their Discord. I go in there and you say, Marty, when do you have time? I make time. You make time for what you prioritize, right? I make time. It might not be every single day, but I'll go in and say, okay, what's the update today? What is no new? But I play with the tools. Pick a tool that you want to learn, play with it, use it to the best of your ability, right? Use it to the best of your ability. Thank you. For this workshop, yeah, like this is how I'm gonna do my little my workshop. Now the last part of it, so we have the transform your mindset, train on the right tools, or train on the tool. Just continue training. I think, but train on the right tool and continue training on the tools. The last one, tool up systematically, basically means figure out which one works for you. Which AI works for your company for what you're going through right now. You don't have to use all 21,000 of the AIs. You don't have to. Choose a few handful and use them. And I was looking to see that, even so I use Wix. In Wix, AI is embedded. In what's it in my Google, where AI is embedded. In what else? If you list them, things that you're already using, AI, artificial intelligence, is already embedded, because the company that's create has those tools want to provide you with a more enhanced experience that will help you move forward, right? So this is where you need to think about, okay, how can I use those tools to provide an enhanced experience for those in my community, those my customers, my client, and so they don't be just stuck. And then that will also free up your time, because we're looking at that. How do we balance our work and our wellness? And, it is a lot to balance both. Now, that's where that tool come to help you balance those up. It might take you a day or two to play with it, then to set it up, and then to have it automate for you. But then it becomes easier as you get more involved in it, right? So I am doing all of this right here just to make sure. So let me to make sure I'm trying to make sure. Let me go into a point where I share how to use it. I want to share my screen. So I'm going to go into I'm going to show you two tools, and even Canva has AI embedded in it. Not everybody has that AI in Canva, but it's coming. So they're testing it out. But I'm going to go to ChatGPT, because a lot of us are really quick with ChatGPT. I'm going to share my screen, and let me share the screen so you're able to know. And we're going to go and play for a few minutes and create a presentation on that. I'm going to use my text to speech on there too. So let me open up share screen, my ChatGPT. So in ChatGPT, I'm going making sure I'm on the right one. I think I need to close all my windows. I used to have a lot. I'm going to have to put some windows away so I can see you guys. So you're able to see. Hopefully you're able to see my screen. I'm going to open a little bit bigger. So in ChatGPT, you can see I have a thing. I don't use it as much as I used to because I use Claude more. But in ChatGPT, there's a lot of updates. There's different models. I had the pro version. There's different models. If you want to hide behind what you don't want people to see what you're doing, or you don't want it to be trained on your stuff, you could turn it off right here. Turn off so to turn into temporary chat so no one can see it. But there's different reasons, and they're always, even right now, when you see this in beta, that mean they're trying something new on it, and I would just play with them and see what it is. Also, on here, if I'm trying to see if I could go over. I'm gonna go over there. You're able. I'm gonna say, do I want to add a team? I'm not gonna add no team. If you want to have a team one, you can have a team one. We're not doing that. So what I wanted to do here on ChatGPT is I want to show you how you're able to create a presentation. So I'm gonna take a document, and from that document, we are going to create a presentation from it. And from that presentation, from the outline of the presentation, and give our feedbacks about it too. So the Goldman Sachs gave me let me see if I can find an article. I'm going to upload an article from my, let's see, I'm trying to find an article that you all would that we were able to talk about. They give us an article about scaling, and I was going to just use random articles that I have on there, but I have so much. So I'm going to see what's from the previous 30 days and choose any article that I have. I'm trying to see. And so y'all don't see what I'm trying to see. I'm making sure that we get the right article. I'm trying to get I just had the article. Okay, it's going to go AI. So it's AI. And I'm going to upload the article. And then the thing is, you can upload articles and you can have it break it down for you. So I'm going to take the article and I'm going to have it break it down for me. And I'm going to have it explain to me so I can create a presentation. I'm going to have to find it. Let me just find an article. Let's find an article. So let's go. I'm going to share this screen instead. Share this screen instead. And let's look for an AI article. AI news. I'm just going to go real live. Going to find something. AI news. We're going to look at some news right here on AI. And it says, let's see. Hey, we have Apple. Apple have a new feature. We have a new AI. We have different kind of, see, it says Google new AI course will teach you how to effectively make prompts in five steps. So let's just do the first one. Missile. Yeah, let's see. This might not be good. But still remain waitlisted. Okay. New experiences in pain. I'm trying to find something that is very more thorough. Let's go Harvard. We use a Harvard Business Review to see what it is. Can startups thrive? Okay, this is a good one. So we can use this one. So it says, can startup thrive in AI? So let's see. Hopefully it don't ask me to pay for anything. Let's see if it'll let me go. It doesn't. Will it give me a free one? I'm trying to see. Let me see if I can sign in. It's asking me to sign in. I think I'm already registered. I was trying to get this. Let's try another one. I'm trying to see if we can get a free one. Let's go back. It's asking me for all the different. So let's see, print. I usually just print. It only gives me a little bit. I need the whole entire article. So you would need the whole entire article for this. Let's do this. PDF. I like to do this. PDF. Let's see. Download a white paper. Let's try one again. Let's see if it'll give us this one. Oh, still want me to sign in. Let's try a different one because they all want me to sign in, guys. They all want me to sign in. I don't. Let's try something that's not. Let's say AI news review PDF. We're just trying to get any news. Okay, this one's good. So here they gave me a whole article right here, right? So I'm going to download it. Download this article, and I even in here on AI, you can see right here, it has an AI assistant. You are able to ask it questions right in here. But we're not doing that, right? We're going to go into that. So we had to download. So I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and I'm going to attach this right here. So I'm going to upload it. We just had it, so we're going to do it here. And I'm going to ask it to break this down. Let me see. I'm going to start my speaking. I would like to create a presentation that talks about this topic in this article. But before I do so, I would like you to give me a summary of this, key takeaways, and one or two application of how I can use this in my life as a business owner. I didn't give it any context. I just gave that really quickly. So with this, it gave me a whole different stuff, how to apply it and stuff like that. I said, okay, this is great, And it says, it says, let me know if you would like help turn these insight into ideas. So it has all the different stuff. You can read through it and say, okay, well, man, this is a little bit too complicated. Can I have it as an outline? Can you make it more simple? You can ask to make it more simple. Say, hey, this is really good, but I would like it to be more simple on a high school level, still keeping it professional and breaking it down into bullet points that I can retain a little bit quicker. So we're just talking to the AI, and I usually just use a text to speech accessibility on my computer to do that. And this is what I like, how it break it down into key points for me, right? So it gives all of this right here. It says why new companies use AI, save time, stay competitive, meet business goal, how they use AI, content production, product content, content. I'm going to stop the text to speech. It says content production, audience insight, efficiency tags. There's more than that you can use it for, but that's usually what the articles usually go to, content creation. But I usually use it for analysis, going more deeper in that. And the dependence on big tech, so relying on big companies, risk of losing control. This is what they are worried about. Challenges of AI in the news, and says accuracy, job pressure. So some of these things that give, and then they ask you how you're able to apply AI. So now I like this. So I say I want to create a presentation. We can do that. So we can able to do. So I'm gonna say I would like to use this information to create a presentation that I can present on this topic. Can you help me create an outline for the presentation and break down what should I put on each slide? So now it did this for us. So now we have this right here. So it's okay. Now I would not just take this like this at face value. I would go in and massage it, copy it on a Google Doc, and be able to like work it out to make sure that it is more accurate to what I like it, because it's sharing a lot of stuff and I might not need to use all of this, but this is just for demonstration purposes. And I would like to just, I'm just showing you the quick thing. It says it gives you the outline. You're able, and it says 7 slides. So now I'm going to use this 7 slide. And I'm going to use the 7 slides. So I'm able to go in Gamma to create my presentation. So I'm going to go open the Gamma app, and I'll put the link for Gamma on there so you can get some free points on there. So I'm going to go into Gamma. I love Gamma. And I'm going to create, so with Gamma, you're able to create presentations really quickly. I have different presentations that I can use. You can create it with AI. You can create it from blank. You can import your information. If you create it using AI, you can just copy and paste the text in there. You can have it just generate. You can give it an idea and it generate it for you, or you can put a file in there or whatever. I'm just gonna copy and paste the text that I have from ChatGPT, and I'm going to allow it to, you got to have it create a presentation for you, a website, or a document. And if you want to do like documents, you can, you're able to do that. So, and then there's different things that you can do if you want traditional, tall, different ways you can modify it. So I'm going to use that and I'm going to continue. And you will see how quickly I'm able. So it went in and said, okay, how do I want it? Do I want it to generate it and fill my outline? Do I want it to be condensed? Do I want to preserve it? I mean, I don't want it to change anything. I'm going to choose preserve. I want to choose preserve, or I can have it generate. You can say generate. You can give it what tone you want to write it to. It says it gives you a tone. You can put a tone. You can give it an engagement of what kind of engagement you can name it there, and then you can either have it do AI images, have it do automatic images. But if you do have it do AI images, you can tell it, what to do. If you want to have, you can tell what kind of format you want the presentation to be. I'm just going to have it automatically choose my images for me. And if you have a different output of languages, you're able to change the output of language. Well, we're going to keep it for English because we're doing English here. And here it says you can do it 8 cards. You can on a free version you can get up to 10 cards to do it, to break it down. Here I have 7 slides, but I always like to give it a little bit more leeway to do it. And then you click generate. You can choose whichever one. You can I like to do lighter versions, but you can choose whichever one you want to choose. I'm gonna choose this one and have it generate the slide for it for you. So in a quick second, now you have a presentation about an article that you just read, and you after you finish dissecting it and putting your 2 thoughts in it, and you're able to it's a really quick way of, okay, how I'm going to bring it. So I can see how a teacher can say, okay, we're going to be reading this article, we're going to break it down, and it'll, we read this article together, highlight some key stuff, and then let's go and have a conversation about it. And you have your slide to have a conversation about the article and say, okay, where in this page can we do that? And I would probably want to put page number in there too. So you can go in, and if you're going to click present, you're able to present it just from Gamma if you want to, or you can download it. So I can download it, and I'm going to change the screen. It will talk about the driving force behind adopting AI. I'm trying to go back to the other one. Oh, okay, I'm going to try to go to the next one. And they call about, it came up with something that related to the topic. And it says AI challenge in German journalism. So it goes into that, and it gives them one with just having the challenge. These are before, if you look in the past when they had when AI, when they were doing images, you had had this time when they had 3 or 4 fingers extra on there, and now it's coming more and more clear. And you can say, okay, what kind of people you want. You can say, I want African American people in there. You can go and give descriptions on how you want it to be seen. It talks about how to implement. So you're able to create in front of you. I just showed you how to quickly create a presentation for your business really quickly, right? If you need to do that, you're able to do the same thing with a pitch deck. This is the last one. You're able to do the same thing with a pitch deck. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment, and I'm going to put that link in the chat if you're interested in trying out Gamma. And if you use the link in the chat, you're able to get, I think, 200 extra credits on there. So if it's your first time, using it, if you're on LinkedIn, I'm going to try to find my LinkedIn live recording, so I'm able to just put it in the chat there for you guys, because for some reason LinkedIn is not letting you guys connect to my chat. So I'll put it in there for you in there. Any questions? I know I just shared a whole bunch of stuff, right? I shared a whole bunch of stuff. And it can be a little, as I said, it can be a little overwhelming. I was looking over to the side because my screen is on this side, and it can be a little overwhelming. It can. I'm going to put this in the chat right here, and so people who are watching LinkedIn later on. I was looking this way because my screen is this way. I probably need to put it on this way because this is my computer over there is so big. But you're able to use those tools to help speed up your productivity. If you're going to use this in the next week to do a project or something like that, let me know. I would really love to see that you guys are using those tools for your benefit, right? So, yeah, and that is one thing do so you're able to use that. So here is what I want you to think about as we wrap up our session. I want to keep it under an hour. It's supposed to be 30 minutes, but it's okay. I can't. I For some reason it's so hard for me to do a 30-minute webinar or a workshop, but this is where I can come in. Here's what I want you to think of to do from three actionable steps that I want you to do. Identify one thing that you're doing over and over again, right? And then choose an AI tool. Today I showed you two AI tools, I think. Well, how I use two AI tools, ChatGPT and Gamma, right? And those tools are really help you to do things really quickly. So if you have presentation, I know I have one of my clients who use Gamma, and they upgraded because they say, hey, I use this tool so much, it's so good, it helped me so much. I'm going to um, I'm going to upgrade to that one, and that's fine too. But those two tools help her take some of her time back. So she didn't have to spend time putting together a presentation. She spent time working on what she wants on the presentation, but after she have that information of what she wants to go in her presentation, she's able to use Gamma to just automate her process. So choose a tool, so when you think about task, choose the tool you want to learn. Whether you want to learn how to use Gamma, whether you want to use how to use ChatGPT, or you're using Claude, choose that tool and do some research about it. I just showed you how I took a article or a PDF from um, a company, and I use it to break it down for me so I can understand it. After you finish understanding, before I would do the presentation, I probably would go back and forth and say, hey, the first thing made me think about this. The second thing made me, and I would go more in detail about it. And then I would go to do the presentation. But, right, you want to start small. You want to start small. So understand, start small, think big, and move forward consistently. You don't have to transform everything overnight, right? That is what I want you to remember as we close out today. All right. So, for those of you guys who made it to the end, in the chat, when I'm done, I'm going to go back when everything uploaded. I'm going to be dropping a survey for you. Please, please take a time and complete that survey. So I have LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. I'll be dropping that survey in the chat after we're done, about 5-10 minutes after we're done. You will see it in the chat after everything is uploaded. And I want you to take the time, take the survey. If you want me to email it to you, you can send me a DM on LinkedIn. Um, or if you don't mind putting your email on the chat, you're able to do that, so I can privately email it to you. I can email it to you. But DM me on LinkedIn and say, hey, I would like the survey. And for those who complete the survey, after you click submit, they will have a pop-up link, and you're able to get a free download checklist that I'm providing for you in this season. All right? Okay. So hopefully, hopefully that works for you, and hopefully it helps you. I will put that link in the chat about 5 to 10 minutes after we're done. And stay tuned next Friday. Stay tuned next Friday. So while I come back again with another tool that I'm going to be demonstrating, this is what I'm going to be doing hopefully every week, whether it is live or pre-recorded. Live or pre-recorded, you will have a different demonstration, a different topic where we go over the framework of transform, train, and tool up. And I hope that this was beneficial to you. All right. All right, guys, let me just close out. Thank you for joining me. If this was of value to you, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would love to have you as part of our community. If you're not on our mailing list or you're interested in the challenge, let you know. Stay tuned. Join the mailing list so you can know when it go live, because you need to be a part of the mailing list so you can know when it go live. Anyways, I'm gonna see you guys. Have a great evening and enjoy yourself. All right. Thank you. I love that. It was beneficial for you. Bye, everybody.